Ooh, we have one kind of scandalous item in here. I'll save that for last. I have this habit where I collect all these items to do an empties video on, right? But then there's always that one item or two or three that are just on the verge. I swear they're just on the verge of getting completely used up. And so I decide to wait just a little bit longer until those items are used up so that I can include them in my empties video. But then before you know it, like another month or two has passed and I still haven't filmed the damn video. So here we are filming the damn video. I think this is my first empties that I've filmed for 2025 and it's the end of May. And let me tell you, I earned each and every one of these empties. So in no particular order, first we have the Can Make Fit Glow Cushion in shade number 1. This is Can Make's first ever cushion foundation. I was actually quite shocked at how fast I used this up. So I used it pretty much daily since I first purchased it. And yeah, I was shocked to find that after just about 2 weeks, I already had to start flipping the sponge over because I always flip the sponge over a couple of times. There's always more product collected at the bottom of the pan, that's why. But yeah, even with that, I found that I could not get this to last more than like 4 weeks tops. So that's the only complaint I have about this product. Obviously, cushion foundations, just by nature of the format, tend to empty a lot quicker than, let's say, a regular bottle foundation. But even for cushion foundations, I found that the usage span of this product was a little on the short side. So that's the only complaint I have about this product. Other than that, it has quickly become one of my favorite, if not my top cushion foundation of 2025. So as you can see, I'm already well into my second compact. This is such a unique formula. Like, it's high coverage but so thin, and it adheres so closely and tightly to your skin. It's basically like a second skin. And then just add on to that the fact that it is moisturizing and glowy. This is not what I have on today, by the way. I have a Tier foundation on, but yeah. There's also SPF 50 plus, PA+++, so highly recommend this foundation. Only gripe is it's not going to last you very long. Then I have Etouce Face Edition Skin Base for oily skin. This is such a classic in my arsenal. I'm still loyal to this one. I still have not found a face primer so far that gives me just the right amount of matte texture and oil absorbing properties that this one gives, and especially not for this price point. Not that this is the cheapest thing in the world, but still the only other comparable products which would come from higher end department store primers like the Jill Stewart primer, for example. I think this is pretty unbeatable cost performance wise. Then I have this random Moni waterproof tattoo liquid eyeliner in black. I just got this as a freebie with one of my Yes Style orders, or I think maybe I got it as part of PR, but it's a regular black eyeliner, brush tip. I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase this though, because there's so many other black eyeliners that get the job done from just local Japanese brands here. And then this Tier, I almost forgot about this. This was a dual-ended eyebrow pencil. So on one end you had the pencil, and then the other end you have the eyebrow mascara, which there's probably still a bit of mascara left actually on this end, but it's not serious enough for me to want to keep this entire tube. Yeah, this was a decent product. I just felt that it was a bit like overpriced, which honestly I can probably say the same for most of Tier's offerings. But I remember I found the pencil to be slightly on the oily side, not too much. Like, it was fine for me to use this in a pinch when I didn't have time to do my usual powder routine. But yeah, it was a decent standard eyebrow pencil, and I like the color. It's a really nice grayish ashy color. I don't know if I would repurchase though, just because the price point is a little bit high for the amount of product that you actually get, in my humble opinion. Oh my god, I have a perfume in here. So this is Versace Eros. I was actually handed down this by my pole dancer slash stretch instructor, Extreme Stretch Sensei. She gave me like an entire bag of all these perfumes and cosmetics that she was not using anymore sometime last year, and I remember I just really took to this Versace Eros Pour Femme smell. It's like on the fresh sweet side, which is what I tend to like, sweet, fruity scents. I'm not too into the more musky, you know, heavier vanilla scents. Those still tend to overwhelm me a little bit, although I did kind of get into oud just a little bit. Like, I just started to dip my toes into it while I was in Dubai. The interesting thing though is that I bought a bunch of perfumes in Dubai, and this happened mostly on my first ever trip, which was, gosh, I think 2 years ago now. Yeah, that was 2023. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, oud. I was gonna say that it smelled really good, attractive to me while I was over there in Dubai. And so I bought a couple of perfumes that featured oud in it as a main ingredient. However, the moment I landed back in Tokyo, it just became like 10 times more intense whenever I would spray those same perfumes that smelled normal to me in Dubai here in Tokyo, because people rarely wear such a strong scent here. So I think that's why. Like, once I came back to Japan, I realized how much oud or yeah, any of those Middle Eastern scents really, really stood out here. Not in a bad way or anything, but it's just very ostentatious. And I don't want to be like going on the train or in crowded spaces as the only person with such a strong perfume on. But anyway, that was a whole side tangent. So I actually used up this entire Versace Eros perfume, and I actually really want another bottle, to be honest with you. Believe it or not, I got so many compliments whenever I would wear this from both men and women. I think it's just one of those scents that matches my skin chemistry really well. Ooh, this is my first ever hair mascara that I tried, which got me hooked on hair mascaras. I don't know what took me this long, to be honest with you, but I'm just glad that I ended up giving it a chance, because now I can't live without hair mascara to tame down my little flyaways. It's so subtle, but it makes your hair and therefore your entire look that much more polished. It just adds that je ne sais quoi finishing touch to your look, especially if you have finer hair like me that is prone to frizzing and sticking up, especially when it gets really humid. So yeah, this has definitely become a staple in my entire makeup and beauty routine. So this brand is called Scandalous Water in Mato Make. The new one that I'm using right now is from Plus O, and I just picked this one because it ranked high in a lot of those like cosmetics rankings in magazines and stuff. But I forgot when I was purchasing this that my pet peeve is when I can't see the progress that I'm making on any given product. Which I know, like, most makeup, obviously, you know, if you just take like a regular blush or a foundation, you can't tell by looking at the packaging alone whether or not you've used it up. But once you open it up though, you can see like, oh, I hit pan on this one, or oh, this foundation is drying out a little bit. With a liquid product though, I forgot how much it bothers me to not be able to see how much of the actual hair gel that I used. So that's something that I will have to live with for the remainder of this tube. But this one, at least, I was able to get that satisfaction of seeing my progress throughout my entire usage. The only thing though is that near the end, it got kind of gross. As you can see, the liquid blackened up a little bit. This is not because of dirt or anything. This is because some of you know I like to use a hair powder sometimes to fill in, I don't want to say bald spots, but we'll say even out my hairline, right? Because that's basically the only area I use it on, just over here, and then sometimes on the left side too, but I usually have my bangs on the left side, so I don't bother. Yeah, that's the reason why the remaining tiny bit of liquid in here that I can't reach with the brush is mixed with like brown pigment. It's because of my hair powder, okay? Still gross, I understand. So I'm glad that this is an empty. I'm ready to say goodbye. I've been using these for years. OG watchers of my channel will know. This is the matcha lip balm or lip cream from Mentholatum. This was a limited edition flavor they had years and years ago that to this day I have not been able to let go of. I love this matcha flavored lip balm like more than some desserts at this point, which is a lot coming from me who I really like sweets, but I like this matcha lip balm more. I have been purchasing these from Amazon for the past, I don't know how long, 2+ years after the product, like way past the point where the product was actually discontinued and no longer sold in stores, I kept looking for it on Amazon and the price would slowly creep up every time. As of today, May 2025, I still purchased my most recent one from Amazon. So these three are empty, right? And then this is my newest one. I just started. I think these were normally supposed to be like 400 something yen retail. I'm paying upwards of 1100 yen for them per tube now from Amazon. And I suspect I will continue to do so until I purchase and use up the last one on Earth. Because that's how much I just cannot let this matcha lip balm go. Why did they have to discontinue? Maybe, like, I'm still holding out hope, although I wouldn't bet money on it, but I still have that little glimmer of hope in the back of my head that perhaps, maybe, by the time I purchase and use up the last matcha lip cream on Earth, maybe that will be the time when they decide to re-release these. It's not impossible, right? It would be like a beautiful universal restarting of the circle of life type of thing. A girl can dream. Okay, so next I have, this is my second tube of the YSL Love Shine Candy Glaze. I will never be able to remember that name off the top of my head. Number 2, just the clear light pink clear shade. I don't know why I'm showing you there's no more product left in it because it's in empties. I'm already well into my third tube. However, I've pulled back a little bit on using this product just because I've been testing and using other lip products. I've been shopping my stash lately, so I took a little break from this, but it's definitely a mainstay in my collection. I love to just throw this on with a My Lips But Better lip liner for those clean girl makeup days. The second tube was the quickest that I ever finished this. I think it was barely like 3 months before I finished out the entire tube, including the part that was stuck like way down at the bottom of the container. Despite the fact that I do feel like it low-key makes my lips peel faster or at a faster rate, I still like many things about this formula. Like the positives outweigh the negatives, you know. I like the scent. It's like this really fresh peachy scent. I like the non-stickiness. I like how non-sticky it feels, but it still grips onto your lips really well and it doesn't move around. And just like the name suggests, it gives your lips a healthy, plump look. I was kind of intrigued by the new oil glosses, the Love Shine oil glosses, yeah, like the liquid ones, which are relatively a new release, right? I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know. I haven't been checking that closely for new releases, but I think those are still a relatively new product. Yeah, I was really curious about those at first. Like, I was definitely contemplating purchasing at least one to try out. Then my enthusiasm for YSL kind of died down a bit. I mean, I still, like, if I had the extra funds, I would walk into a YSL counter right now and buy everything that's on my wish list. But since I don't, like, it's not really at the top of my priority list right now, and I already have this almost full tube of my normal lip plumper that I go for. Yeah, my mind has just taken a pause on YSL Beauty for the time being. Just temporarily, mind you. I actually really liked this product, but I feel like, similarly to the Can Make Cushion Foundation, I feel like this one just went by so quickly. Like, this is the Gals Glitter, what's the name? Agemore Glitter in 02. So it's like a icy pink. I loved the formula and just the whole setup of this product. They give you like a silicone spatula thing on one side to help you spread out the glitters after application. But yeah, I just feel like I blinked and the product was gone already, because you only get this much glitter. It's probably even less. It's probably only filled up halfway. I was contemplating just keeping this packaging and then refilling with you know, a ColourPop Glitterly Obsessed gel, because I feel like the applicators are quite good. And usually every time I want to reach for the Glitterly Obsessed gel, I feel like it's kind of a hassle because I always have to dig in my brush collection to try and find a brush that I'm willing to kind of sacrifice to applying this glitter, which is a reason why I don't reach for the Glitterly Obsessed gel as much as I could. So yeah, I was thinking about cleaning this out and then putting some of the Glitterly Obsessed in there. See, I'm wiping this off because I just realized, like, it dawned on me in my head that I'm never gonna take out the time to properly clean this out with alcohol or whatever like I fantasized in my mind. So I might as well just go ahead and do it now, you know? I mean, it's my makeup. It's not like I had this for years or something. I used this for a couple of months and then the glitter ran out. So yeah, I think we can totally just repurpose this container right now. Oh my god. The smell of these glitters reminds me of like gel pens or something that I used to sniff and borderline get high on in middle school. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of this Bratitude from the ColourPop Bratz collection. This is so unique. I've never seen this before in a glitter. They have butterfly shaped cutouts in here. I'm not joking. That is so pretty. I tried to remove this stopper thing with a plier, but I think I broke it by accident. So plan B, we're just going to stuff some in from the top like this. Ooh, actually, see, that's going down pretty easy. I don't have to fill the whole thing. I just want to take like a couple good scoops. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's totally workable. So voila, now I have a super convenient way to apply a little bit of this ColourPop glitter gel rather than digging in a pile for the right brush and then always feeling like stressed out in the back of my head that I'm gonna have to wash this at some point, etc. This is probably the only makeup container repurposing project that I've done in recent years. Maybe it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. I still want to repurchase another Gals glitter though from this line. They have this blue one, like the packaging is blue. I'm not sure what the exact glitter color is, but I just remember I saw it at Donkey once. It was like limited edition and I hope they still have it there because I'm coming for it. I'm allowed to buy another one because I used this one up, right? I mean, 1 in, 1 out rule. Never mind that my current collection already contains enough glitter to last me 10 lifetimes. We're gonna go by the 1 in, 1 out rule. Last but not least, the most scandalous and controversial item in my entire empties bag. So this was given to me by my boss at my previous workplace as a kind of like 3-month, you're doing well, good job, keep up the good work gift. Unfortunately, that guy was a total psychopath and tried to do the whole power harassment thing on me, but little did he know that I'm not the one and I don't negotiate with terrorists. I'm not gonna say where I used to work, but I mean, this was, you know, this was the present of choice that he decided to give me for my 3-month anniversary. I don't know how to call it, but my 3-month mark of working at that job. So I will let you infer from what you're seeing here where I used to work. And if you want to hear the whole story about that psychopath boss, I have the whole story time in a video in my members section. You can get all the details there if you're a nosy Betty. So yeah, that is all the noteworthy empties, I'll say, that I've accumulated so far in 2025. It's pretty much the halfway mark of the year, right? It's the end of May, so maybe I'll see you again in December. I don't know. I'm hoping, like, I want to make this a monthly thing, but as you know, empties videos, it really depends on stating the obvious, but you actually have to use up products in order to make empties videos. I could do Project Pan, I guess, but I don't know. I tend to lose interest a lot with those. I'll be very honest. You know what? I do get a lot of satisfaction out of like panning powdered products. So eyeshadows, blushes, etc. But again, I don't know if I would ever have enough panned items accumulated at any given time at the same time to make like a whole dedicated video on it. So I'm doing my best over here, just making progress in a lot of items. I actually do use up a lot of makeup, especially like my base makeup, you know, the essential items. But yeah, the timing of the empties videos, it's just always been something tricky for me. And I'm not really into skincare or hair care empties, things like that. I like to just keep it focused on the makeup. I don't have enough mental bandwidth to be juggling all those categories at once. So leave me a comment if you used anything that I presented today, or if you're curious about an item, or if you just want to let me know about your day. I would love to just chat with you in my comments as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.